All right. Good morning, everyone. It is about 11:20 here on the East Coast on this Super Bowl Sunday. I am the NASA Canes fan, and I thought I would go live for a little bit this morning to discuss some things: Cobra Kai, the Super Bowl, and a couple other subjects here that I'm really happy about. First of all, to get to probably the most relevant thing of today. What about the Super Bowl? I mean, who are you going for here? We've got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. And I will personally tell you that I am rooting for the Bengals because, as you know, the Rams are playing the game this year in their home stadium, and I would much rather see the Bengals win, number one, because it would be great for Cincinnati and great for their franchise. After the last time they were in the Super Bowl, they were uh, on the way to winning it, and then Joe Montana worked his heroics, and with 39 seconds to go in the game, the 49ers scored a touchdown to put them ahead, and they ultimately took the Super Bowl that year. I was a freshman in high school. That was, I don't know, 1989 or 90. I can't believe I've forgotten when I was a freshman in high school. But anyway, I'm really hoping that the Bengals can pull this one out um, based on their based on their long drought between times they were in the Super Bowl and the fact that you know um, Los Angeles has they've won the Super Bowl before when they were in St. Louis, and they've played in it also and been on the losing end. They were on the losing end in 2001 to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. That was the first of Tom Brady's Super Bowls, and we know what a magnificent run he had winning Super Bowls. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he won the Super Bowl last year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which just happens to be my home team. I am from the Tampa Bay area, and I was really glad to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win it last year. And it was also historic because they won it in their home stadium. And I would really like it to be maintained that Tampa Bay remain the only team to win one in their home stadium. So I will be rooting for the Bengals in that instance. And the game is going to be really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. But what else is going on this Sunday? We've had I had the opportunity to tune into some live streams with some content creators for Cobra Kai on Saturday. Cobra Kai Nation, my good buddy Shamoon, and he did one, and he was talking about Robbie and Miguel and how they will um, interact, and he was taking questions about that. I do think that that will be an exciting thing to watch in season 5 of Cobra Kai with Johnny going off to Mexico to find Miguel and Robbie joining him in that adventure. And it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic works. But I had an opportunity to see a video that a content creator, my good buddy Watch Party, did, where he was talking about um, this idea that Sam would join Cobra Kai, and I got to tell you, I don't believe that Sam would ever actually join Cobra Kai for the following reasons. One, Daniel in season 2 told the kids the story about what happened to him in Karate Kid 3 when he joined Cobra Kai. Sure, he felt stronger and more offensive in the short term, but he found out that Terry Silver was in cahoots with Mike Barnes, and it was all a ruse to take revenge on Daniel and Mr. Miyagi for Kreese, and it ended up leading Daniel down a path where he, did and said things that just weren't part of his nature. So, I don't think it'll happen for that reason. And also for the fact that, Sam has been brought up in the shadow of Mr. Miyagi's legacy. That's what's, helped Daniel in his life and what Mr. Miyagi did for him. And Sam has heard all those stories, been taught by Daniel in the same way that, Mr. Miyagi taught him. And, we kind of already went down the highway with Sam in season 3, where she went slightly dark and was, you know, um, going after Cobra Kai and that ended up badly because it ended up getting Dimitri's arm broken and so on. And it ended up, uh, you know, leading her down a path that uh, wasn't the greatest either. So I don't really think that, Sam would join Cobra Kai, for those reasons. And I don't think the show will revisit that. One thing I do think should happen, should Mike Barnes come back in season 5. I do think that Mike Barnes um, would come back, but I don't think he would be lined up with Silver necessarily. We saw in Karate Kid 3 that, um, what Silver and Kreese did to Daniel, and it was, if not borderline, then it was, abusive, right? I mean, they played with his head. Silver had Daniel deliberately hurt himself by punching the pipe board and, making him show blood and that sort of thing. And that was, abusive, right? So, I don't think that, Barnes, having also been used by Silver as nothing more than a mercenary who was in it for the money at the time, I don't think, having lost to Daniel in the way he did, that Barnes will line up behind Silver this time, because I'd be interested to know, what happened after that with Barnes. What happened between him and Kreese and Silver after that? Silver in season 4 has, told us what happened to him afterwards. And we know Kreese disappeared, but, how did it really go down with Barnes? Did they abuse him while they were at it? Did they mistreat him while they were at it? And if they did, since they were out for, revenge quite purely and that, I think that, Barnes might have a few negative thoughts about Silver, and I don't think he would line up behind Silver based on that. I do think that if Barnes were to come back to the show, he might be in the role of a guidance counselor or a bullying counselor for Kenny and Anthony, and I think that would be a great way for him to flip the script. We've seen the show do that, um, you know, again and again, where Aisha came back and had the discussion with Sam about what happened to her after the school fight and how that all ended up with her leaving the valley and so on. And we had Tori kind of interact with Amanda in season 4, where Amanda got a little bit of a glimpse into what Tori was really dealing with after a conversation with Kreese of all people. Um, you know, so I think with Barnes, I think that it would be interesting if he were to come back in a role that wasn't Cobra Kai 24/7 and that that he's kind of removed himself from that and that he was able to stay removed from it, unlike Silver, who was removed from it and then ended up talking to Kreese and finding his way back to Cobra Kai, which was unfortunate for him because it brought him back to all of his bad habits, right? So if Barnes is going to appear, I would like to see you know, the the appearance of him not just reverting to Cobra Kai and being overly predictable. So you know, but what do you guys think about that? I mean, do you really want Barnes to be back with Silver, or would you prefer it be the predictable idea where he's just there and he's doing Silver's bidding? I mean, Silver's really not going to need him because he has Stingray to do his dirty work due to the deal that they made, right? I mean, quite honestly, Silver and Stingray are engaged in an ongoing conspiracy to frame Kreese, right? So Silver has Stingray to do his bidding for him and to be his, mercenary and enforcer, if you will, right? And so he doesn't really need Barnes. Um, and the other thing is, I'm going to say something which is really unpopular also. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and in Facebook groups speculate about, Julie Pierce, right? And when she would come in, and I like Hilary Swank as an actress. I even like what she did in Karate Kid, the Karate Kid movie that she did, the next Karate Kid, even if it was kind of a rehash of the whole, Daniel and Mr. Miyagi story, right? But, my thing about Julie Pierce is I don't think that the current path that the show is going down now, that her character is particularly relevant. I mean, I've always kind of thought that Julie would come in season 3 and kind of give Daniel the business about the fact that he basically used Miyagi Do and for offensive purposes. I mean, he told the kids that Cobra Kai was bad. He told them that Cobra Kai was, the wrong kind of teaching, and that he had the right idea, and it was his way or the highway. And, that inadvertently, whether he meant it to or not, in my opinion, led to, certain things happening, such as, Sam getting aggressive with Tori at the skating rink, right? I mean, she knocked Tori down and Tori almost hit her head. And, that was completely unnecessary, right? There's an example of Sam going dark already, right? So, and I think with the school fight also, Robbie's interpretation of what Daniel told him, or taught him rather, was distorted, because at the end of the fight, when Miguel let up and apologized to him, Robbie was the aggressor and he kicked Miguel over the rail, right? That wasn't at all, Mr. Miyagi would not have at all approved of that. I mean, he wouldn't have wanted that. And I think with Julie, if she were going to come in, it would have been in season 3 to tell Daniel, hey, that really wasn't right what you did. And, you should know better. And, Mr. Miyagi would be very disappointed in that kind of thing. And I mean, as far as Daniel's concerned, he wasn't exactly great either, because he, just went around, really starting trouble with Johnny. I mean, in season 1, he went to the dojo and he confronted Johnny about having Cobra Kai back and how he wasn't going to allow it. And he and Johnny weren't done, and he was going to stop him and all this other stuff. So Daniel really wasn't setting the best example there. And there were, when he went to Armand and tried to get Johnny's rent doubled just to spite him. And then Amanda sat him down and told him, hey, did you ever think about the other storekeepers? That what impact that might have on them? Because as it turned out, Armand told Nestor he was going to raise his rent too, right? So Daniel really didn't follow Mr. Miyagi's path in his way either. So I think again, that, Julie might have been relevant to kind of put an end to that. But the way the show is going now, I don't think that the character is necessarily needed to go forward in season 5, because in season 5 we've got Miguel's father is obviously going to show up, right? And what do you think about Miguel's father? I mean, Carmen told Johnny that he was into really bad business, and that's why she left him. But what do you think about that? Will Johnny and Miguel and Robbie find their way into an underground MMA type fight ring going on, where people are gambling, for example, on the fights? I think that's a distinct possibility. And I think we may run into a scenario where perhaps Miguel's father is trying to go right and do things the right way and raise a family and leave that life behind. But maybe he's caught up in that because he's indebted to bad people or something along that line. And perhaps Miguel and Johnny and Robbie help him in that. What do you think of that idea? I mean, I think, Miguel's going to meet, of course, his family and find out more about his heritage. And I think that's a good thing. But what do you think about the idea that Miguel might help his own father, and that might help him along the way find out more about that? And what will happen when Johnny gets there with Robbie, and how will that work? What will that first dynamic be like with them? I'm really interested to know what you guys think about that. Drop a comment in the comment section on this video to let me know what you think about it. You know, so we've got a couple of things going on there. As we know, season 5 is already filmed and it's in post production now. And we know that Stingray will be there, and he'll be part of season 5. We know Silver will be there. We know Kreese will be there. I think Kreese will probably spend up to the first 5 episodes of the season in jail, but he'll eventually get out and be going after Silver. We know that's pretty much going to happen because Kreese, at the end of season 4, he told Silver he would regret, framing him. And I do think that Kreese will make good on that. He made good on revenge on Miyagi and Daniel for Karate Kid 1, and Karate Kid 3, if you really want to think about it. There's going to be a whole lot going on, and I do hope that season 5 is more cohesive than season 4 was, and I hope it will be, because the tournament isn't there. We knew season 4 was all about the tournament, right? Everything was going to lead up to that, and that was going to be the reckoning, right? So, but because of that, there was so much going on and so many different characters going off in so many different directions, and there wasn't enough screen time to go around, right? So I'm banking on the fact that season 5 will not be that way, and I certainly hope it won't. Those are my thoughts on season 5 of Cobra Kai, right? And one last thing I kind of want to get into, this is not really Cobra Kai related, but as a sports fan and as a fan of the University of Miami of Florida, because I am from Florida, and I'm very attached to Miami because of family ties there. I'm really excited about Coach Cristobal, right? I think that he is going to have Miami to a point in a couple of years where they will show no mercy on the football field as they used to in the 80s and 90s. The opposing teams used to be scared to go into the Orange Bowl and face Miami because they had the Orange Bowl and the nighttime crowds in Little Havana. And it wasn't the prettiest stadium in the world, right? But it was a historic stadium, and it was Little Havana, and you parked on people's property as a parking lot because there wasn't a lot of parking around, and you tailgated and you went into the game and you made a lot of noise, and it helped Miami win games. And Gino Torretta and Ken Dorsey and were Gino Torretta won the Heisman Trophy in 1992, and Vinny Testaverde won the Heisman Trophy. So I'm really excited about Miami, and I think they will carry the Cobra Kai mantra eventually of showing no mercy, and they'll be able to back it up. So, guys, this has really been a good year for me with my teams in Tampa winning the Super Bowl last year, and the Lightning won the Stanley Cup for the second year in a row. And I'm all about Cobra Kai, man. So this has been a really good year for me, right? And I think it'll be a good year going forward. Again, I really hope that the Bengals will take the Super Bowl for reasons I stated at the beginning of the live stream here. What do you guys think about that, man? Are you betting on the Bengals? Are you taking the points in the Bengals, or you just gonna watch the game and hang out with your family there? Have pizza and tailgate food like chips and dip, and wings and blue cheese or what have you. What are you gonna do there? It's should be good, and everything should go really good there. The halftime show and of course every year during the Super Bowl, the American corporations put out their big ads campaigns, and those Super Bowl commercials cost about $3 or $4 million now for a 30-second spot on TV. So yeah, there's going to be that. There's going to be the halftime show. I don't know what act is going to be in the halftime show this year, but I don't particularly care for the halftime shows even during the regular season. Their halftime is when there's a break in the action and you can go get chores done, right? So I don't really get into halftime shows to begin with. But the one in the Super Bowl is always, exciting. There's pyrotechnics and music and who knows what else going on there. And it might be slightly different, due to COVID. It was different last year when the weekend was the halftime show. There was a lot of, differences there. They still had the pyrotechnics, but there wasn't the choreography going on that there usually is in a halftime show with people dancing and stuff that I really noticed on the same level that it has been in the past, right? But I'm really, looking forward to the game. I'm looking forward to today, man. And I want you guys to all live for today, man. Just have fun. Just have fun, whether it's Cobra Kai or Miami football or even the basketball team at Miami is doing good this year, and that's a rarity, right? So, I mean, just have fun, enjoy what you enjoy, right? Um, and live today. And when tomorrow comes, enjoy tomorrow, but enjoy today, man. Just enjoy it. Watch Cobra Kai. Watch whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Spend time with your family. Just have fun. And I thank all of you for tuning in to this live stream. It's been fun to do this. And I will see you guys next time. Do me a favor and hit the like button and the subscribe button because I'll be doing more of these down the line. And they'll be about Cobra Kai, but they'll also be about different things because I want to be a little bit more diverse on my channel here. As I've said before, I'm a big fan of the space program, so there might be times when that comes up. But just enjoy today. Enjoy the video here, and let me know what you think about all this stuff. And I'll see you all next time.